Come on in, everybody. Sorry, that's my very poor Obama imitation. Good to see everyone here. S. Mitchell, he was first. And he says, Trump is a puppet. Who's he a puppet to? And I'm curiously asking. Not sarcastically. Never mind. Jeff Wheeler and Sissy May. Good to see you all. I haven't seen a good doggy in a while. Thanks for that picture, Jeff Wheeler. I appreciate it. So, and Real F Ear Bear and D&B. Yeah. Now, see, we have, according to this, we've got 7 people here. Hello, Michael B. YouTube showing me 4. You never know. So let me fix my computer here a little bit. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late here. Let me adjust my chair. I get everything ready for when I do other work, and it's not set up for cameras and stuff like that. So it's still a little low. So I know what the reason is. My camera is set up lower, so you have a more direct feed to me. Let me try to get the glare off if I can. It shows you 4. Now it popped to 7. The lie detector went on when it heard me talk about it. So I was going to do a stream Wednesday because the temperature was, how should I say, bearable. Tolerable is a better word, I guess. Sort of like tonight, it's tolerable. It's mid-80s in here. They keep lying. They keep saying it's going to only be 92 to 96 or whatever, and it invariably gets to 100 or very close to it. But anyway, I was going to do it Wednesday, and I got really tired long before the stream would have started, so I just didn't do it Wednesday. I just said I'll do it Friday when I'm more awake. So my screen is showing it's jumping. So if that's the case, maybe my internet is slow and maybe it's only me seeing it. Hopefully that's the case. So tell me what's up, folks. Long time no talk. I got my car fixed. I was only without it for 2.5 weeks. But they finally lifted the ban on walking in the woods in half of Nova Scotia. Well, D&B, I have a big question for you. Why would they ban walking in the woods in half of Nova Scotia? What was the reason given for that? Summer's over in how many weeks? About 12 for us. Nah, it won't be that bad. It depends on what kind of year we get. This is not a typical year. Usually July 1st, we get into what's called the monsoon season. And about the first 7 or 8 years I lived here, you could you knew when July 1st was here without looking at the calendar, because all of a sudden it was humid and all of a sudden you saw thunderstorm clouds and you got these what we call monsoons is just severe thunderstorms, basically thunderstorms with a lot of wind. Very, very rare any hail or anything like that, which you see everywhere else. We were not allowed in the woods over fire ban. See, this is one of those things when they come up with stuff like that, it's like, how much do you want to give government control over stuff? Because they could do that anytime. They could be just torrential rains for 6 months and they're like, fire hazard. No, we don't want people out. Hey, you got an iPad. Good for you, Sissy May. $2.99 at Costco. Well, iPads have come down a lot. Or have they? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think they have. I think I remember when I was looking at iPads. I think that I have an iPad once. I've got a Google whatever they call theirs. It's not mine. It's actually Michael's wife. She lent it to me so I could use it as a teleprompter for when I do videos. And I haven't gotten it quite to work right yet. But it seems like I had an iPad once. I don't know what happened to it. But I'm pretty sure I did have one. I had one of those original. What were those things called? Those little things that just played music. In fact, my daughter recommended that for my birthday. I think once. That's an interesting story. What the heck were those things called? Somebody will know. It was just a little rectangle. iPod. Thank you, Jeff Wheeler. Thank you very much. And I really wanted one. And that's before I was into music at the gym. And the only reason why I'm in music at the gym now is because they play this crappy music in the background that's loud and I don't like it. And so that now I've gotten used to my own music at the gym. I have my little earbuds and stuff. But it's to squelch out their stuff. That's how that developed. But hold on just a second. I need to check something here with the stream. Anyway, I really wanted one of those. And I don't mean for this to sound bad. I really don't. But my ex, she never got me really. And anyway, I'm going to check something here and tell that story. And for example, I think it was an anniversary or maybe it was my birthday, something like that. She got me a gift card to a restaurant. Well, that sounds good, right? Except it was to her favorite restaurant. And pardon me just a moment. So that was, she just never really got me. And as it turns out, over time, I got to the point where I wasn't really into that. I wasn't into giving or receiving gifts. You know, people that are into it, they're into it. My ex was into it. Okay, great. Okay, no issues there. And let's see what the problem here is. Just a moment. Sorry, folks. So anyway, I think it was a birthday. I got an iPod. And it was inscribed on the back from my ex-wife, and all the kids were listed after it. And I was like, man, this is I can't believe she actually got me. It was the first time ever. And then I was driving my daughter somewhere, and she said, how did you like the iPod? As a gift. And I said, well, it was fantastic, whatever. And she said, now my ex was my daughter's stepmom. And she said, I told her her name that's the kind of thing she should get you because that's what you really want. So I was like, that's how she got it. Sorry, I'm checking something here. So anyway, just a stupid little story about that. Let me get back to the chat now if I can. Where the heck is it? I got too many tabs open. There we go. Let me move this over to the end or near the end. You know, StreamYard charged me, and that was after I canceled. So I had a whole month where they didn't charge me. Then all of a sudden I see on my bank statement, there's a $25 charge. And then it says upgrade when I go in there, but the logo isn't here. So it's giving me the full stream. But they on their own decided to do that. So I gotta get that canceled. What is Comet Atlas 3i? I gotta look that up because I have no clue. Sounds like something NASA made up. Comet 3i Atlas is the third known interstellar object. Oh, gosh, here we go. To enter our solar system, discovered by the Atlas telescope in July 2025. It is an interstellar comet, meaning it originated from outside our solar system, which there is no such thing, and is currently on an open-ended hyperbolic trajectory, not a closed elliptical orbit. Well, how can that be? Because gravity is affecting it differently, unlike everything else. Unlike the earlier interstellar object, Oumuamua, whatever, is showing comet-like activity, producing a fuzzy column of gas and dust as it nears the sun. I don't know what comets really are. It's not what they say it is. First of all, when you can tell me, we know that the physics of comets are supposed to be ice and carbon dioxide, and as the sun interacts with it, the carbon dioxide gas comes off, unless they've changed what all that is. The carbon dioxide comes off as a trail. Well, I'd like to know how gas can exist in the vacuum of space, because it can't. Ice can't exist in the vacuum of space. In the vacuum of space, everything by default is everything by default has it's immediately boils away. So that's all bull crap. What are these XPs about? I don't know what that is either. $21 miles. Whatever they say is bullcrap. It's coming towards us. How many times are they going to throw out they do it every 2 or 3 months. Asteroid, blah, 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 has a such and such % chance of crashing into the earth. That's bull crap. Show one just one ever evidence of an asteroid striking Earth. Ever. Oh, they'll give you the bull crap about the Russian thing, which is not, that was a magnetic discharge. No rock, no debris, no blast hole. Oh, it exploded just before it hit the Earth. Why did it do that? Why did it explode just above the Earth's surface? Like 100 and some feet above the Earth's surface. All of a sudden, it just pulverizes itself. You have this crater, what they call it here in Arizona, whatever it's called, Crater Lake. I don't know what it's called, but it's supposedly by an asteroid. Okay, I've shown the picture of it on here before. That's great. You got a big hole. Where's the rock? There's no debris, nothing. They say it's not a comet. Well, they're saying that it's got some, it's got a debris trail, a gas trail. So they're making it sort of like a comet. All right. Someone is asking me about okay, try it now, Michael. YouTube has worded some stuff very weirdly. Self-realized, hello. Yes, it's all BS. Again, let me look at what it says. Get rid of that. How many saw the YouTube video I uploaded a couple days ago? NASA caught lying. Why believe them? It's got 167 views, so most people probably saw it. Again, if you would do me a favor and try to share those, I'm trying to get more people to join us to kind of rekindle all of that because it needs to be rekindled. Hello, Michael Pyle. Good to see you. Lights on it and giving radio frequency from it. And I guarantee you, DMB, you can't see the lights. You personally can't go out there with a telescope and see the lights, and you can't tune into that frequency. And here's the thing I don't understand. On Earth, if there's a void, if there's no air, you can't get propagation of sound waves. So how do we get sound waves from all these? Oh, we have, what are they called? Radio stars, or I've lost my terminology for all this stuff because I no longer believe it. Pulsars and all that to give us radio signals from space. I'm not saying we don't get radio signals, but they're not in the void of space. It's got to be propagated. Somehow they get here without anything. They travel light years, millions of light years sometimes, these pulsars. Supposedly, they're probably 1,000 miles away, if or less. And they're propagating through atmosphere and moisture. Isn't it funny how on Earth we have one set of physics? No atmosphere, no sound. No atmosphere, no sound. Everybody knows that. But it doesn't hold true in space. You know why it doesn't hold true in space? Because they have a problem with light. That's why. And ether. And if there's something propagating sound, which is the same thing as light, just on a different frequency, it's all it is. If it is a faster or slower frequency, you get it as sound or you get it as light. And if there's a void in space, according to Einstein, their hero, it won't propagate. And that's one thing I agree with him with. We know this. You take in a vacuum chamber, you can set off an explosion and you won't hear it. But we can. People have it on YouTube. Do me a favor, DB. Give me a link if you can. It's probably something. Who knows? Whatever it is, I can guarantee you it's not what they are saying it is. And where did I just look this thing up? No, probably here. Let's see images of this stupid thing. Oh, they're showing a picture of a rock with gas coming out. Don't believe me? I'll share the screen. They can't go off their own stupid model. It's something totally different, but it's acting like a comet. Where's the stream? There we go. So, oh man, they changed everything with this. They're calling it a comet. Oh, it doesn't add it now. I have to add it separately. See the picture on the left? That's AI generated if I ever saw one. So let me go to that and see. I don't know what that is. Live science. I want to see amateur. See, you see anything like this here? This yellow thing with circles around it? It's bull crap. Let's see how close to Earth it's going to get. Interstellar comet. Looks like a flatworm, Platyhelminthes in space. What the heck is this? Look, the gas hits Earth. That's from the BBC. If anybody's reliable, it's the BBC. I'm going to open this in a different tab so you won't see it, but I want to read it. New telescope captures interstellar comet speeding through space in video. A new telescope built to track fast-moving space objects has caught a comet from beyond the solar system, moving across the sky. And then we got ads all over the place. Before anyone even knew it was there, the blah, blah, blah observatory in Chile recently... What? Chile? Okay. Recently captured rare footage. I guess the... Never mind. Does Chile have the money for that, or do we do it? Anyway, recently captured rare footage of the visitor blah 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 31 Atlas. Only the third interstellar object discovered. What's more impressive, the observatory recorded a video a full 10 days before the comet was officially identified by NASA's Asteroid Interstellar Impact Last Alert System. That's what ATLAS stands for. Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System. The impact isn't part of it, the rest is. Asteroid Terrestrial Last Alert System, ATLAS. Oh my goodness. It's the last alert. Take cover. Unlike the thousands of comets that loop around the sun, this one isn't from around here. Neither are any of those, according to you. Scientists say 31 or whatever Atlas was born in a completely different star system and likely got flung into the void by the gravity of a nearby planet or passing star. Oh my goodness. They're showing a lunar eclipse with an animation. And it doesn't happen that way. I'm going to show you that animation soon. No, I don't want notifications from this garbage. After drifting for perhaps hundreds of millions of years, of course, the giant comet, which you can now watch in Ruben's video below, wandered into our realm, and it's just passing through. But it hit the last alert. Let me see this video, and then I'll. This video, I hate to tell you guys, this video looks like bullshit. All right, let me share this screen. Oh, I got rid of it. Shoot. Or did I? Oh, man. Maybe I can get it back. Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. They load a different thing every time. So I can't see the stupid animation of the lunar eclipse, which is wrong, by the way. Even by their standards, it's wrong. All right. Sorry. I really wanted to show that to you guys, but I don't want to see your bull crap. Man, they really want me to sign up here. They opened all kind of different windows. Please give us your email address. Sign up. This is good stuff. And it's opening new ones again. Oh my God. Stop. Ooh, I almost didn't make it back. Invite a guest to see how this layout is unique. That's right, Sissy May. I agree with you. Maybe an introduction to another false narrative. Yeah, I was thinking DMB is the asteroid belt now supposedly it's in the asteroid belt. How can we can any amateur astronomers? I'm going to ask AI. Gemini has been freaking out on me. All right, let me get off of this. Get out of here. Can any amateur telescopes see asteroids in the asteroid belt? Let's see what the answer is. That's a great question. It's definitely possible for amateur astronomers to see asteroids, but it depends on a few factors: brightness, location, technique. size of telescope. Binoculars can spot the brightest asteroids, Ceres and Vesta, under dark skies. Challenges. Even the largest asteroids are tiny compared to planets. So they will always appear like starlight points of light. How come everything always appears like starlight points of light? You know, most people don't realize this. I didn't. I was an amateur telescope guy, or amateur astronomer, and I had a pretty decent telescope for my age and income bracket when I was a teenager. And I didn't know this, but telescopes are designed to bring all the light into one central point in the lens. That's why everything appears as a round disc. So cameras aren't designed that way. So when you use a P900 or P1000, we see all these different things. They don't look the same. Ever notice most space-related objects are named after Greek gods mythology? Atlas, Apollo, Artemis, Osiris. Yeah, Titan. Yeah, absolutely. Apollo. It's just, like I said, every so many days or weeks, you get this. If you're into it, you see, you know, if I check a video, YouTube thinks I'm into that. And so they send me more of it. It's just the way it works. And they love to send you science stuff to indoctrinate you. But once I clicked on an asteroid's heading towards Earth or whatever, that's all I was getting for quite a while. And every 2 or 3 weeks, I noticed there was a new one headed for Earth. And it's got a such and such % chance. Well, when you add up all the, you know, they're all like 8%, 12%, 5%. Well, 5% is 1 out of 20. Well, how come they're not hitting? There's definitely more than 20 I've seen. You see 20 in a year. But like that short that I uploaded, and I got a better one to show you guys. I just got to capture it and put it up there. It's an Apollo one, moon landing. In fact, I wonder if I can call it up on Instagram and show it on here. Well, no, that'd take me too long to figure out where it is, but I'll get it and upload it. You see somebody in the corner of the screen. That's not one of the astronauts show up. It's only for a second or two, but there they are. It's like somebody comes out to get something and retracts back. It's like I said, you will never get the original audio anymore of when the one astronaut hit a golf ball on the moon. You get the beginning part of it, but then the rest of his voice is cut out. Because after he hit it, he said, "That's quite a slice there." Well, you can only get a hook or a slice if there's atmosphere. It's the only possible way. And anyway, I came across a video which I thought was going to be good, where the guy was explaining away all the anomalies of the Apollo, how there was it would have been impossible for NASA to have faked with the camera technology they had back then, like the astronauts moving slow. It was like, how about they just show it slower? Because we have people that just have sped it up and it looks like they're walking normally. It's like people to get on a political mission. They'll defend it no matter what. So I guess that's a good segue into what I wanted to talk about, a few things that are going on. You can't take a position as a partisan. You have to take a position as an American or as a whatever your country is for the good of the country. For example, you have this thing going on in D.C. now where Trump is sending the National Guard and federal troops and stuff like that, which is fine. D.C. is not a state. It is it's the District of Columbia. It's a federal cutout district. It's not under the jurisdiction of any state. So he can federalize, send in federal troops into a federal district. He's got the constitutional right to do it. He doesn't have the constitutional right to send them into Chicago or to Los Angeles or to any other city, although they should want them to do it. Now, see if the governors or the particularly the governors say, okay, we'll take them, then he can do it. Then it's allowed. But you can't say, oh, well, and I've talked to people about this. Trump should send them in. I was like, no, he shouldn't. If it was Obama or Biden sending them in, you'd be against it. But because it's Trump, you're okay with it. It's against the Constitution. Now, if the governors say they want it, then he can do it. He can do it with D.C. He can probably do it with Puerto Rico if he needed to. Or American Samoa. They're not states. They're federal jurisdictions. But you can't switch because the person you like is in power. Don't do like the other side. And no matter what their side does, it's okay. It's great. It's fine. No, it's not. Now, what I think he's doing there is he's putting them in the position of saying they're for the crime without actually saying it, but they're saying it. I mean, you got the people of Chicago who have been interviewed on the news and are like, yes, we want federal troops. We don't feel safe. Because what they've done is they've used the lie that crime is down in these cities. You had 6 murders in Chicago last night. I think it was last night or the night before. 6. And what they do is they've stopped reporting a lot of these crimes as a directive. Don't report it. Now, I think they have to report murders and things like that, but there's a lot of other violent crimes they don't have to report in some of these places. They've changed the reporting requirements. And so crime is down. There's a good video that was just put out by Dr. Eric Berg on what RFK Jr. is trying to do and get out of the food industry. And I'm going to try to get it and put the link here. Because everybody should watch it. It shows how the American Heart Association showed up to protest getting high fructose corn syrup out of the food. But this is a very good video because it talks about what RFK Jr. is trying to get out. And they're fighting him every step of the way. Big Pharma's fighting him. Chemical companies are fighting him. Doctors are fighting him. Why? Of course, it's because of the money. Why can't I find this? It just came out. All right, let me switch my channel because I just watched it. It'll be in my history. There it is. It just came out today, but it will not show when you go to see his videos. YouTube has gone completely bonkers. The title of the video is The 10 Dangerous Foods RFK Jr. Just Banned. Well, he didn't just ban them. He's trying to get them banned. So it's a little misleading in the title. But it's coming. Thank God. That's the reason why I voted for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump to vote for Trump. I voted for Trump to get RFK in as the HSS director, Health and Human Services. That's why I voted. Had nothing to do with Trump other than he was going to pick him for that position. So here's the share my referral link. What the heck are you talking about? Man, StreamYard has gone bonkers. Oh, they want me to refer StreamYard to get more money. Unbelievable. There's the video link right there. It's well worth a watch. That's why I voted for Trump, not for Trump. Sissy May, federal troops to stop crimes, but they should leave after orders reestablished. I agree. And I think the only way you really reestablish order is you lock up everybody that's doing all this. And that's what they have. And, the Democrat run cities, catch and release, no cash bail. You murder somebody and they let you out without cash, without bail. And then they wonder why you don't show up for court. You fled the city. Hello, Freedom for All. Good to see you. Did I miss anybody else? We got 13 people now. You got it, DMB. They lost the technology to go back to the moon. That says it all about moon missions. Oh, but they're building it back now, DMB. They need another. They need another injection to keep their underground military bases funded. That's what that is. NASA has you looking up, so look down. Everything is opposite. That's how they fund these deep underground military bases and other stuff that's underground that we don't know about. Dinosaurs may have been dragons. Dinosaurs and dragons and all that, that's one question. When I get to the other side, that I'll be glad to have answered. Right after I meet up with Charlie again. If you don't know, that's my deceased dog. There's he's been gone since April of 2022, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about him. Not one day. And it feels like it just happened. And if I think of the events of that day, the last day I was with him, it's like no time passed. It's like it's still happening in real time. I've never had that. Never had it with even a person. Time is flying by. I like it flying by. One day closer to the other side. And no, I'm not suicidal. But I look forward to the other side. Why wouldn't you? I've been thinking a lot about how you go all the way back to Adam and Eve. And what was one of the first things that happened? You got thorns and thistles, right? Basically, you got thorns, thistles, weeds, whatever. The world changed so that everything fights you. Everything. And unfortunately, I thought a lot about that, I guess, because I start noticing how everything fights you. Everything. You put something down near the edge of the table, it'll fall off half the time. Um, it's just life fights you every step of the way. And that's just the way it's designed since the fall of man. It's meant to be that way. And so why would you want to not get to the point where nothing's going to fight you anymore? Well, thanks, Michael. It's one of the weirdest things. I've never dealt with grief well, never really, but never had it like I have it with him. And I think the reason is because I had him when I went through the hardest time of my life, and it was just me and him for years. And when I hit the low point of my life, I was living in a trailer out in the middle of nowhere, Tonopah, Arizona, 40 miles from anything except for a gas station. Basically, that's what it was. And it was just me and Charlie. And I've told the story before. I became obese then and I was living off $400 a month, and that was YouTube revenue. Because I had a doctor who fought me like everything fights you. My own doctor, pain management specialist, held up my Social Security disability. I was getting 19 migraines a month for 3 years because as it turns out, it was her life. I don't know what it was. Her her life philosophy that nobody should get disability no matter what. She had a patient who I can't remember if she lost all 4 limbs or 3 limbs. I think it was 3. I think she lost 2 legs and an arm in an accident. I think it was an auto accident. She helped her get disability. Well, isn't that nice? Well, this woman, after a while, became depressed. And so the doctor came to the conclusion that she was depressed because she wasn't working, which may or may not be the case, but she's not a psychiatrist, number one. And you know what? If I lost 3 limbs, I think I might become depressed after a while, maybe after a very short while. And so she came to this philosophy that nobody under any circumstances should get disability. And in fact, after 3 years, when I almost became homeless myself, and the reason why I became obese is I was eating cheap carbs like ramen and things like that. And I was giving Charlie good food. But anyway, when I got to the hearing, there was 5 doctors that saw me, including the Social Security doctor. 4 of the 5, including the Social Security doctor, which they're the worst, said, yes, I should get disability. I was getting 19 days out of 30, I was getting migraines. And anyway, the judge, she's looking through the different doctors, and she finally gets to my doctor. And she's flipping the thing. And she goes to my attorney. She was like, why is she telling me this? And the attorney's like, I don't know, Your Honor. I didn't write it. I don't know why she was picking on my attorney. Maybe my attorney should have done something to see what was going on. But anyway, she said, I've never seen anything like this. She goes, I don't care about her personal feelings of life and how it should be. She needs to tell me why he should or should not get disability. But she's telling me she doesn't believe anybody should get it. And at the end of the hearing, she apologized to me, the judge. She goes, I'm sorry, Mr. Hopkins. This should not happen. You've been held up because this doctor doesn't give a good medical reason, but gives her own, she didn't use the word philosophy, but her own feelings on why nobody should get disability. And that's not permissible in this system. The system is Yes, you should get it because of this, or no, you should not get it because of this. Not, I don't think anybody should get it, so he shouldn't get it. That's what she did. So my own doctor screwed me over. And she said, Mr. Hopkins, this normally takes 6 months from the time I approve it, or it can take up to 6 months from the time I approve this. But I'm going to do everything in my power to see that you get approved as soon as possible. The hearing was on a Thursday. I get a letter in the mail on Monday saying I was approved. I don't know how she did it. But anyway, shows you how messed up my doctor was. But it's like everything freaking fights you for whatever reason. But anyway, I think that's why. Yeah, that's got to be the reason why I got so attached to Charlie. He was my only companion for all that period of time. So anyway, it's still tough for me to deal with. It's just incredible. This is something time hasn't lessened yet. But what happened was, oh, I know DMB. I know. They're crackpots. About a year after I got disability, I years ago had hooked up with the Veterans Administration because I'm a veteran. And I got a letter or a call, I can't remember which, and they're like, there's a new treatment that's promising for migraines that are helping a lot of people. Would you be interested? I'm like, yeah, because I'm suffering all the time. As it turns out, it's Botox, like people get for cosmetic reasons. In fact, they give you the exact same injections. Only it doesn't, for the doctor explained, because I get them every 3 months, the body becomes acclimated to it. So it doesn't really help your wrinkles or whatever after a while. What it does is it's supposed to paralyze the muscles so they don't move and get wrinkles. Well, it doesn't paralyze mine, but that's okay. That's not what but anyway, so I got these injections and they're painful. In fact, I got it coming up next Tuesday or Wednesday. I got another appointment and nothing happened. But the doctor said, you have to, I went back for the next one, which is 3 months later. He said, it usually takes 2 to 3 treatments before it begins to work. After the second treatment, I might get one migraine every 3 months. Now, sometimes the doctor's not available at the VA. And so it takes 2 or 3 months to get back in. And then, so I've missed treatments and then I get migraines again. But anyway, it's a miracle, it really is. If they would have had that 3 years earlier, I would not have had to stop work. Maxi, never heard of that one. Maxalt for migraines. The one thing that helps me when I do get them is sumatriptan. And my understanding is there's different kind of triptans. If there's a triptan at the end, it's generally for migraines. Mine's called sumatriptan. It's a miracle. You usually have to take it with an ibuprofen, one, just 200 milligram, and it knocks it out most of the time when I do get one. Yeah, thanks, DMB. I feel you. He was my best friend. He was my only friend for like 3 years. I was on my own. Self-realized, lost my Dane Mastiff recently to lymphoma. Cried about it still. Just this morning when I woke and he wasn't there to greet me. How long ago, self-realized? I feel you. Any given day, if it hits me wrong, I'll cry. Well, I get watery eyes is what happens usually. Yeah, that's called, do you get blurry vision or sparkles before migraines? That's called aura, A-U-R-A, aura. And yes, sometimes, not always. I do like it when I get it, though, because it gives me a warning. Usually the aura will come 30 minutes to an hour before the pain hits. And so I used to every now and then be at the gym, and for me, it's not sparkles. It's usually like a streak, or everything has a glow around it. Like you see, like if you're looking through a window at night, or if you look outside and it's a little bit foggy, there'll be like a little aura around all the street lights at night. That's what it looks like, except there's no fog. And or streaks, or it looks like, here's the best way I found to describe it. In fact, I figured this out when I was walking Charlie once. I got that, and it's like you look up at the sun and stare at it for a few seconds, and then look away. You know how you still get that everywhere you look, the sun's still in your eyes. That's what it's like. And I was walking Charlie once, and that happened. I was like, wait a minute. It's cloudy. I didn't look, because for a second I'm like, oh, I must have looked up at the sun, didn't even think about it. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's a good way to describe it. Oh wow, Silver Eyes. I'm so sorry. A month is nothing. I didn't start to get to where I was not totally beat up over it for 6 months to a year, believe it or not. And still, like I said, I can still get beat up over it. KG Bear, I'm doing well, KG, and I hope you are too. Rainbow or a periscope? I don't get that. Now, I know different people get it differently. My mom had migraines, and she would have the sparkles, but she also had streaks like I do. She never had the like the fog around the lights look. She never had that. So each person, I think, is a little different. Now we're up to 17 people, getting there. I'm waiting for I'm hoping he comes on, Tony Coriolis, because he's the one that gave me the name of the auto mechanic, and that was a miracle. That guy was great. Dean Floyd, hello. Good to see you, Dean Floyd. But it took over 2 weeks to get it done. And the original quote was $2,600 once I knew what it was. And I got the whole thing done for $800, which is a miracle. What's with the crowns? I'm not sure what you mean, KG Bear. Maybe it's something that you're seeing in the chat that I haven't picked up. Or maybe it's something, I don't know. Anybody else know anything about crowns? Man, I'll pray for you, self-realize, because I know. You need the comfort that doesn't come from earth. So I can do this. I forgot about that with the paid version that I didn't want to have paid. It says it's not active on the free plan. Then why are you charging me? Anyway, I got to get my money back from them. They don't allow you to go more than 2 hours on the free plan. You got it. Real self eyes. I'm trying to see if I can see crowns. Let me see if they're trying to even some. Oh, the plan with that is $45 a month. You got to be freaking kidding. Everything's a rip. How many people here have played more than just asking like a Google question with AI? I'm going to show you guys something that's interesting about AI that you may not know about. So let me get it up here. Let me move this over. All right. Man, they changed this whole control panel. Now, I haven't really taken advantage of this, but I'm going to. But I'm going to show you here. Remember, I gave you a link to the Dr. Berg video. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here, and I know it's small, so I'll tell you what I type in. Okay. With the following YouTube video link, search the video and give me a list of all the pertinent, if I can spell it right, I can't, points, and summarize the important ideas and aspects in the video. Now I'm going to paste. There's the video link. So I'm going to read it again back to you. With the following YouTube video link, search the video and give me a list of all the pertinent points and summarize the important ideas and aspects in the video. And then I put the link in. Now I'm going to hit enter. Now let's say I never watched the video, don't know anything about it. And this is great for videos that are like 2 hours long or whatever. Or you have these videos that don't get to the point. Now I'm going to read to you what it says. In this video, the 10 dangerous foods RFK Jr. just banned, Dr. Eric Berg discusses 10 harmful foods and ingredients that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is working to ban from the American food supply. The video highlights that RFK Jr. faces opposition from large corporations, but remains committed to improving public health by eliminating these substances. Here's a summary of the pertinent points and important ideas from the video. Food dyes. These toxic colorings offer no health benefits and are considered dangerous. The Delaney Clause, which prohibits cancer-causing ingredients, was later undermined, allowing them to remain in food. That's at the 31-second point in the video. So if you want to just see that, I can click this link and it'll take me there at the 31-second point where it starts talking about it. Junk food in the SNAP program. RFK Jr. is working to remove junk food from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Gives me the link 111 in the video. The video points out that taxpayers pay for these junk foods 3 times through subsidies for raw materials, the SNAP program, and treating chronic diseases caused by these foods. Titanium dioxide, used to make food look pure and healthier. This ingredient is banned in France because it can cause DNA damage and is considered a carcinogen. Brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, a flame retardant used in soft drinks. BVO is banned in Europe, Japan, and India, but is still permitted in the US. What he says actually in the video, it leaves out a little bit. It's every country bans it except the US. And I think that's the same thing with titanium dioxide as well. Potassium bromate, used to make dough fluffy. This is a possible human carcinogen that is banned in 30 countries, but not the US. It's because it's all money. High fructose corn syrup. How many times have we talked about that on this channel? This subsidized genetically modified ingredient can lead to liver damage, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. And it gives me 3 minutes, 16 seconds. Seed oils. These can make up a large portion of a person's caloric intake and cause inflammation by incorporating into cell membranes. That inflammation causes heart disease, in my opinion. And a lot of scientists' opinions too. They just won't get published, or they won't get on mainstream. Ultra-processed foods. These foods are made from synthetic sugar. Synthetic freaking sugar. Starch and seed oils. RFK Jr. aims to remove them from children's lunches, hospitals, and senior homes. And the media is fighting him. Oh, they're all fighting because they want the money. Remember, 75% of all news on the mainstream media is funded by Big Pharma. And he's working to try to ban them from being able to advertise. That is the praise God moment if that goes through. Artificial sweeteners made from chemicals like petroleum. These can alter gut microbes, are addictive, and may cause cancer. Genetically recognized as safe, GRAS loophole. This FDA rule, see, the FDA has people that come from Big Pharma and the chemical companies and the big food and agriculture companies, and they go back and forth. They put people on the FDA on their boards, and the company's board members go on to the FDA, and it's a circle jerk where they just screw you. It's all for the money. This FDA rule allows companies to self-regulate the safety of their products. Self-regulate. So I'm a company that's producing this ultra cheap chemical that's put in food, and it's up to me to check to make sure it's safe. Oh yeah, it's safe, FDA. Okay, thanks. That's it. They don't check on you. You say it's safe, so it's safe. What the hell kind of country do we live in? This rule allows companies to self-regulate the safety of their products without independent testing, creating a conflict of interest. This video mentions that trans fats, once considered safe through this loophole, are now known to cause heart disease. And if you have a heart attack, like I had twice, and you go to the hospital, you can only get these trans fats, margarine and stuff like that, because you're on a cardio-friendly diet. You can't get butter. I tried. Nope. So I don't get either one. Well, they give it to me, but I don't even open it. I can't believe it's not butter or some other bullshit margarine they give me, some trans fat. I just eat the food without butter or without any kind of flavoring like that. It's not really butter. They're now known to cause heart disease. And it gives you the link to the full video and the thumbnail. Pretty incredible stuff, especially now that's only, I don't know, 11, 12-minute videos, something like that. If you're trying to learn something that's in 2 hours, that's amazing. That's a great way to learn. Fast. You cut out all the bull crap. And especially now with everybody, 20 seconds in, we're sponsored by blah, 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 blah. And then 2.5 minutes in. And now a word from this company and Noble Gold and Ground News and blah, blah, blah. Takes out all the bullshit. And if it doesn't, you tell us to take it out. By the way, Ground News is bullshit. I signed up for it a year ago because I thought it was pretty decent. But it's not. They're left wing as you get. Let's see if I can get an article here. Now it looks like it's legit, but they rate stuff. Okay. U.S. announces it is denying and revoking visas for Palestinian officials ahead of UN General Assembly. Okay. That's not what I'm after. It tells you if the people reporting it are from the left, center, or right. Okay. Now, this new newser, NEWSER, it's left wing. High factuality. Financial Post, it's right wing. High factuality. See if I can. Breitbart, conservative. Mixed factuality. Time magazine. Time freaking magazine. It's freaking garbage. It's ultra freaking garbage. They report stuff like the Hunter Biden laptop isn't real. The Russia thing is real. Oh, that's interesting. I just got a surge in my light. I hope it doesn't burn out. Wow. It just got much brighter. High factuality. If it's BBC News, ultra freaking trash. It's almost like we used to make fun of the National Enquirer, whatever. That's the freaking BBC. Have you ever seen BBC? Trump's a fascist. He did this, and he said that there are people on both sides. They're good people. The Charlottes, they go for every single scam that the left puts out. Very high factuality. But if it's to the right, it's either mixed or low factuality. Fox News, low factuality. So anyway, before you get suckered into them, really, I fear bear. Yeah, we'll have people reading words again if they know how to read them right. But that's one of the things that it can do for you. One of the other things you can create are what are called AI agents, and they're getting to where you don't even have to create them. You just tell it what you want it to do, and it'll do it. Like my email, I get stuff I need, and I get spam. You can have your agent go in and get rid of the spam and keep the stuff you normally open and look at. It can go in and look and see what you've looked at before and clean it up for you. It's pretty amazing. Now, what you have to watch out for, it's like the thumbnail for this video was created by AI. I just gave a description of what I wanted it to do, and it made it. What you need to know about AI is it has what is termed hallucinations. It's particularly common with text. AI has not gotten good with text yet. It's getting better. But all of a sudden, when I first was playing with it, I was like, make a supplement bottle that says this. I was just doing it as a joke, sending it to people. And the words all of a sudden would get like, it looked like it was written in Russian or whatever. It just flakes out is what happens. I got to fix this. I I got to fix this light, guys. So I'll be right back. Okay, I also lowered the camera a little bit. It was blinding me, and it's changed color. The ring that I have, you can see it on my glasses. There it is. See it's it's a ring around my camera. It has different. I can change the different color tones to it, and I generally have it as a cool white, but it's changed to a yellow. I don't know what happened, but I had to dim it because it was blinding me every time I looked at the camera. Inside tip: treadmill, huh? If you want to lose fat, don't go fast. A brisk walk, not even that brisk. If you're um, if your breathing elevates too much, you're not burning fat. The body switches modes. So generally walking, most people walk, I don't know, 3-4 miles an hour, 3 to 5. Walk a little bit faster pace than maybe a casual walk. And that is best for burning fat. If that's your goal, if it's cardio, then go hard. But what happens is the body is its preferred source of energy depends on what's called VO2 max. It's how much oxygen you're using, and to simplify it, basically, if you go more than a brisk walk or a slightly brisk walk, um, well, let me back that up. If you go for a brisk walk or slower, just a little bit faster than a normal walking pace, that's perfect. Your body knows you're not into um, some sort of energy crisis. Um, so it will it'll leave the circulating carbohydrates, glucose, whatever. It'll leave that alone because that's emergency. Grab it fast because it's right there in the blood. But if it doesn't need it, if it know, oh, okay, and this is exercise, I need energy, but it's not harsh exercise. So I can use fat stores. I can take the time to break down fat stores and use that instead of the circulating glucose. Once you get above a certain amount and you start breathing heavy or heavier than normal, your body switches. Then it'll go to circulating carbohydrates and glucose. If you don't have that in your system, it'll release glucose from the liver and the muscles, stuff like that. It'll do all that before it gets to fat. So it just depends on what your goals are. But that's something I wish I knew 10, 15 years ago. I gotta do something with this microphone. Or maybe it's okay. It's just weird having it behind me. It doesn't look like it's not really behind, but the arm and everything is behind me. It used to be in front of me. And so I used to be able to grab it out here. Here's another thing a lot of people don't know about. If you're trying to lose fat, there's something called the dawn effect. And what happens is when you sleep, let's just say you're a normal person and you sleep till 7 o'clock in the morning and you get up, roughly, something like that. Adjust the time period accordingly if you work at night and whatever. Once your body gets used to what time you go to sleep and what time you get up, a few hours before you get up, your body will start to get the brain in particular ready to, and the body, ready to get up. And what it does is it releases cortisol. Now, cortisol is normally considered bad, but at this time of day, it's actually doing a lot of good functions. It's getting the brain ready, different things like that. However, when that happens, because you have an increase in cortisol, which is, there's nothing you can do about it, it's going to happen. And you don't want to stop it anyway. Like I said, it's actually healthy. Increase in cortisol does two things. One, it increases your sensitivity to insulin. Insulin sensitivity, if you don't have it, that's diabetes. They've taken fat cells, given it all the nutrition the fat cells need, carbohydrates, water, whatever the fat cells want, gives it all they want to have. And the fat cells don't grow. They stay alive, but they don't grow. If they inject some insulin into it, bam, they pop up. They grow like crazy. That's why insulin sensitivity is a bad thing. People in bodybuilding who are into actually competing on stage and stuff like that, they actually take insulin. Fools, if you ask me, because you don't want to manipulate your insulin. But what they will want to do is, and some people that are actually diabetics do this too. They'll cut back on the insulin because they learn that if they're short on insulin, they don't store fat. Bulimics tend to do this. In fact, there's a disease associated with this called insulobulimia or something like that. And it's some combination of the two words, bulimia and insulin. But anyway, cortisol causes insulin in your body, causes your body to be more sensitive to insulin. The rise in cortisol also causes the liver to release glucose. This is why you're sleeping and getting ready to get up. And so you have more glucose in your system in the morning, which tends to cause the body to raise insulin levels to take care of that. Well, what most people do is they get up and they immediately eat something. And if you really want to try to lose weight, don't do that. Wait 3 or 4 hours before you eat anything. This includes, believe it or not, caffeine. Caffeine can stimulate it. Now, if you just absolutely can't do without caffeine, no sugar with the caffeine. That'll be better than nothing at all. But the worst time to eat is actually in the morning. Breakfast, right? It's the most important meal of the day. I'm telling you, everything they've ever taught us is a lie. It's the most important if they want to get you on insulin eventually in your life. Wait 3 or 4 hours. The dawn effect is over. Then eat. You'll have a much lower insulin response. Much lower insulin response, less fat storage. It's that simple. Michael, my son Michael does that. And he does a lot of butter in his coffee. And I did it a few times and I just stopped doing it. I don't know why, but it's like it didn't add anything for me. But nothing wrong with fat. Nothing wrong with fat. Okay, I think I'm going to go because it's been 1 hour and 25. I know we can only go another half hour anyway. And the heat is starting to get to me again. And so let me look at the weather next week. It's going to get to the point where this stops. And I think we do have a break next week, if I remember correctly, supposedly. Next Friday. Maybe Wednesday I can get on top of it because it's only going to be 101. Friday for sure, if they're not lying, 93 degrees. Okay. So look for a stream next Friday, maybe Wednesday. Like I said, I wanted to do it this Wednesday. It would have been hotter than today. But I was too exhausted. So we're going to try to start bringing these back more often. Brother's been taking peptides, CJC 1295 and BPC 157. Say he's dunked the basketball for the first time in 15 years. Wants me to order. So I've taken BPC 157 and TB 500. I was hoping it would fix my rotator cuffs. It did not. However, it did help the tendonitis I had. So I think if it's an injury that's more recent, it'll help you. But I don't know. Maybe I'm beyond help with my rotator cuffs. Same here, says you made. Great to see you. 18 degrees Celsius. That's nice. Nice and hot, right? Let's see exactly. Convert 18 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Should be pretty pleasant. 64. Yeah, pretty pleasant. Hey, DMB, what have you ever seen? I might have asked you this before. Have you ever seen ice fog or ice needles? When I was recording weather in the military, in Canada, especially the northern parts, and maybe not where you are. Oh wow, beautiful in Cedar Bluff. In the winter, I remember the first time I saw it. Everything's coded; it's in numbers. And when I first saw it, I was like, "What the heck? I never saw that number before." And we have a chart where you can look it up, and it was ice needles. It was like, "Whoa." Okay. And then the next time it was ice fog. And I've never seen the other one. You've seen ice fog a lot. So what is that like, DMB? Ice fog. Now, do you actually feel the ice as you're walking against it? Because, here we have fog, like everybody has fog. Well, we don't have fog in Arizona. I think it's, whoa, that fell. I'll have to hold it the last couple minutes. We had fog maybe once or twice since I lived in Arizona. Very short-lived. Half hour maybe. It's just too dry. But when back east, when I lived back east, you walk through it. If it was really thick fog, you could feel the moisture as you're walking through it. We get silver thaw to everything gets frozen ice on. Oh. Interesting. Oh, Michael B., you've seen it, huh? Ice needles? Wow. Oh, real flat earther bear. Some fog is fun. I used to have, we used to play fog ball. I've always been into some sort of baseball. We would take a ball and throw it up in the air and it would disappear. And, and then, of course, you had to react real fast when you saw it reappear again. First of all, when you saw the person throw it up, you had to guess. And you got pretty good at it after a while. Okay, that's going to be a deep fly, a short one, to the left, to the right. And then you had to react. Sometimes it didn't work out. We would play it out in the street. Sometimes it didn't work too well because it would land on somebody's car or whatever. It was a rubber ball, so it didn't do any permanent damage, but still. It's kind of like normal fog, but it makes everything icy. Oh, that's interesting. Thanks for that, D&B. It's like I always wanted to experience everything with weather. I never experienced a quote unquote tornado, but I had 4 or 5 water spouts that I happened to be the observer with when I was on a carrier. That was, man, talk about adrenaline rush. I had it for sure. Heart was beating about 200 beats per minute. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was disappointing when they went away. Well, thank you, Real Flat Earther. Like and sub, guys. Yeah, like I said, when I upload these shorts, I got to get to where I upload them in the morning, because I think I've been uploading them 9 o'clock at night, and so they come up at midnight, and you guys might miss them. But I did that second short video. It was actually 3 minutes. I had to do all kind of edits on it, little edits to make it 3 minutes exactly, or just a couple seconds less, because that's the max for YouTube Shorts. That's the big one, Sissy May, and share with friends or share on social media. That's a big one. Like I said, I'm trying to get it to where I'd love to get Mr. Thrive and Survive back, but I don't know what email address I had associated with that. And that YouTube requires that before they'll look into restoring your channel. I'm thinking about just giving them 5 or 6 and saying, look, it's one of these. And I hope it's one of those. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. And it's 8:35 p.m. here at DNB. Mountain time, which is Pacific time this time of year. That'll switch here in November. So hopefully, if everything goes good, we'll be here next Friday, maybe Wednesday, if I can get it to cool off in my house a little bit better. And we'll see you then. God bless, guys. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.